Okay, now that Spills has entertained you guys, while I got my shit together,
Cheers. Uh,
are you bored with
are
nothing
you
to
not
do?
entertained? Yeah.
Because Spill17 is here,
Right.
everyone.
Sick.
Um,
Welcome in.
welcome, welcome. So this is the first episode of a podcast, and I have my lovely guest here. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm spills17. I'm a variety streamer. I've been doing a lot of Mario Golf lately. Golf's pretty great. I've also been I've been doing a lot of variety content, including relaunching my podcast, Infodump, which is meant to capture neurodivergent conversations.
Right, right.
Um,
Is
but
it
yeah,
any relation to Infowars?
it is literally no relation to Infowars.
Would you say it's the opposite of
I would
Infowars?
say I would say that I don't tend to call like there I don't tend to say that there's substances that are turning frogs gay in the water. So I'd say there's pretty much no relation,
So do you
you
think
know.
do you think frogs were gay to begin with?
I think that there have been gay frogs and straight frogs. I
You
think
think
that
that you think you
there's a
think
spectrum of frog sexuality out there.
okay, okay,
I don't
frog
spend too
spectrum.
much time dwelling on it, but I'm sure there's a spectrum of frog sexuality
Yeah, yeah.
that we are just unaware of frog gender dynamics.
Do you think there are anime sexual frogs?
What the fuck? Anime sexual frogs. I'm sure that there are frogs that are sexualized in anime.
Okay.
I think you got the order of the words wrong. I think
So are you saying you are not a believer in you're saying you don't support anime sexual people?
I would say that they have body pillows to support them.
So okay.
So
So you are an
they
ally.
already have
So
support.
you are an ally.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
we'll
this
go
is
with that.
dude, that's an actual thing though.
Wait,
Anime sexual. I'm not even joking.
huh?
Yeah, and they have a flag. You've
Huh.
seen the bi
That sounds
flag.
like a psyop, you
You've
know?
seen the trans flag.
Right.
There's an
I'm gonna
anime sexual flag.
Goog what? All right.
That's right.
Anyways,
It's
yeah. Anyways, I've been
when
doing
you
a lot of
were
variety. That's
strictly attracted to anime characters. Welcome, welcome by the way everyone in.
wow.
We were just talking about Spills, who identifies as anime sexual. If you have any questions for him, let us know.
Okay. Thank you.
No,
Well,
but that
anyways,
that, that shit's wild. No, it's fucking weird. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, a- anime is I like anime. Spills likes anime, but anime
I've
sexual.
watched like
That's where you lose me.
four.
That's where you lose
I've
me.
watched. I mean, yeah. I like that's for sure. But like I've only watched like four anime. Really
Really?
so far. I have been watching. I've been watching a lot of the Pokemon anime. I just got through like up to season 5 of of Pokemon Johto Journeys,
Okay.
and Johto Journeys are great. It's such a I think that Johto Journeys are the best theme songs of the Pokemon anime. I'm argue like I could argue that. Maybe make a tier list of Pokemon OPs later, but um, I also have watched Hunter x Hunter, and Hunter x Hunter is so good. I haven't watched I've watched like 10 episodes of season 5. It's kind of hard for me to get into it because Big Ant, like I there's a big ant there. I don't know what to do with
So
that
that's what
mentally.
that's what I hear is my friends literally said. So I haven't seen Hunter x Hunter, but every time my friends or someone else brings it up, they're always like, "You would love it. It's a great show, but when you get to the ant arc, you're gonna hate it. Like nobody
I
understands the ant
see my
arc."
thing is that there's just a lot of it's an apocalyptic arc and I struggle with those.
Yeah, yeah.
Question, am I
So
Canadian? No,
yeah,
but I'm
we have. I was
Canadian
gonna
light.
say, are you Canadian?
No, I'm Canadian light.
He's Canadian
I,
light.
I'm from Washington.
And who is your favorite waifu?
Who is my favorite waifu? It's probably got to be Makoto or Kasumi from Persona 5.
Holy shit! I don't even know who that is. I haven't played Persona, but I hear I hear good things.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's Persona 5 Royal is in my top 3 video games of all time.
Okay, cool.
Like for sure. In terms of just sheer enjoyment playing the game, the music is fucking incredible. The art style, like I've never seen another game make menus so beautiful.
I have heard the music before. My friends have played. I have a friend who is pretty
Yeah,
into it, and he's
and
played
knows
that
what's up.
music for me before, and I listen to it like just on like a regular playlist of like
Right?
other
It's
music. It's
real shit.
what's that song where it's like da-na-na, 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 da-na-na,
Are you talking?
ba-na-na, da-na-na, 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 da-na-na. I
Huh.
don't know. It's
What?
definitely Persona 5. It's like a girl singing, and they're just it's just like a big band in the
You'll
background.
never see the. All right. Are you talking about the main battle theme?
How's
Are
it
you
go?
talking?
What's the title?
Yeah. Well, there's probably one that you'll see, like you'll never see the thunder.
Okay, I need to
You'll
look it up. This
see.
isn't this is serious.
Yeah, Haru's aight.
Persona
Haru's aight, but like there's something about Haru that
Persona
she just joins the
5.
cast late, you know? You might be thinking about Last Surprise. You're right. You're right, Fanta.
I think it's called
I like how my chat's arguing and also Tiana's crying at the fact that I don't know how to say the word no comment.
No Comment. It's called Life Will Change.
Yeah, life. Oh yeah, life will change is so good. I don't know
Yeah,
how I
that's the
could say
song
that.
that I don't even play the games, but I listen to that song like
Yeah,
semi regularly.
yeah, it's good. It's good. It comes out at a good time in the game too. Now the
Chat.
thing with Persona 5 Royal is that it's a fucking marathon of a game. It's an absolute marathon. You could spend 100 hours
Yeah.
in that game easily.
So spills. First of all, chat saying you're Canadian, but that's not what
Cool.
I want to talk about. Your name,
Okay. My
spills
name.
17. You have spills, and you have the number 17. What does it
Right.
mean? What do the numbers mean,
So
spills?
the numbers come from my uniform number when I played ultimate frisbee in college and got the nickname Spills. I was number 17. And I got that nickname by spilling 3 beers in a church
I didn't think it was going to be that. In a church.
um at a tournament.
In a church.
Yes, because we stayed in churches for free because we're a Christian school.
Okay.
Yeah, we were a Christian school, so we were able to stay in churches, and what did we on the carpeted floor? Just three beers, you know. I just went while we were sleep. We were staying in the church because like college kids, we're gonna end up partying, right? When
So
we
spills because you spilled a bunch of
spills,
beer.
yes, but only
I like that.
one of them was my fault. See this on this day, I ran like 15 miles. Like that was the most I had run in a long fucking time. And my legs were pretty sore. So I just couldn't really get upright. My right leg was sore. My left leg was pretty fine. So I was able to like get up by like if I wanted to get up, I could, push up with my left leg and my right arm I would turn this way, you know. Now, we're playing King's Cup or something
Oh,
like that.
yes. Classic.
And or
Classic.
something like that. Maybe it was Cheers to the Governor. I don't know. It might be Cheers to the Governor, but
What's
it's
Cheers to the
whatever.
Governor?
It's whatever one where you drink. No, it's actually Cheers to the Governor because you like count to 21. When you get to 21, you say Cheers to the Governor and drink. But you make up rules every time you get to 21, for the other numbers as you're counting 21. For example, 10 was everybody gets up and switches places, and then the rule was like and then you continue on from there. And if anybody messes up counting, everybody drinks.
So what's your favorite drinking game?
What's my favorite drinking game? Ride the Bus. Ride the Bus?
Is Ride the Bus with Is Ride the Bus where you have cards and you have to flip over?
1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And like if you don't get the
And
card,
if you
have to start over?
if you get a face card, you drink, and then you have to start over.
Ride the Train? Is that different?
Ride the Bus might be different than Ride the Train.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's the Hylian Shield and the Hylian Sword. It is. Let me give you all a quick zoom.
Did you guys know that Spills is Link reincarnate?
I'm trying to give you all a good view. Fuck it. I'll give you my ugly mug instead.
Spills.
There we go. Yeah.
So Chat wants to know, and I think I speak for everyone here. What does
Okay.
it mean to be an internet funny man?
What does it mean to be an internet funny man? I think that's when you just wake up and decide, hey, I'm about to make people laugh on the internet.
Do you have to do the accent? Is that part of being an internet funny man?
Nah, I mean, no, that's how I am as an internet funny man. But I think as you become an internet funny man, as you evolve into that, state of being and you ascend, you develop your own characteristics, right? That's what happens when you ascend into the brotherhood of internet funny men. And one of the characters I've picked up is that I speak in funny voices sometimes. I just kind of fluidly go in and I just follow wherever my brain's going. And like I really only have two accents, but I can speak between them pretty fluidly and like
So
in the same
so what's
sentence.
this accent?
This one,
Yeah.
this one's just kind of like I'm making fun of my family members kind of southern accent. You really just relax the jaw. You speak in this middle range.
This is this
And
is this is southern. Which part of the South?
which part of the South? It would be like generally like my family is between Houston and Dallas, and so
Okay,
it's
so
kind
this
of
is
a
like
mix of
this is like This is Texan.
Texas.
Let's hear the
Ask him
other
about
one.
his chat-induced drink. What's the other one? Oh, this is my Oh, hi, I'm an internet nerd, and I'm always right about things, and you know um you really fucked up, kid.
Is
Nothing
is is?
personnel.
Would you say this is an anime sexual accent?
Maybe. I think it's more of a hey, I liked making fun of being nerdy, even though I was nerdy thing. It
Okay.
was one of those
Okay.
like I like personifying people's like personified nerds. I think like that's funny to me. Like that was me like whenever I talk about video games, like, oh, this is how I sound, isn't it? You know?
What do you think? Okay, in today's world, how would you define a nerd? Because like I feel like I mean everyone plays video games now. It's not enough just to play video games and even
Well,
watch anime. It doesn't
yeah,
it doesn't cut it anymore. I feel like you have to do more to like
well,
be a nerd. So what do you think is what is the breaking point between
yeah.
normal and nerd?
Well, so here's the thing. I think that society has changed a lot over the course of quarantine, right? So, and I think that that is why you've got this change of like needing to do more to be a nerd. Because when I started this voice, like 2013, like that was all you had to do, really, for people to be like, "Oh, you're a nerd." But now I think it's just how far deep are you just scratching the surface? Like, are you watching the One Pieces and Hunter X Hunters and Naruto's, or are you starting to watch more specific stuff? Like, I just watched a few episodes of Toradora, a slice of life anime. Nobody's fucking heard of Toradora. Nobody's fucking heard of Toradora if they don't watch anime.
So
So I think that's where
there's
you
a
start to be
spectrum for
like,
nerd.
yeah, I think there is. There's a level of like, there's degrees of intensity is how I would phrase it. There's like degrees of intensity of nerd. It's like an iceberg. Tip of the iceberg. You're scratching One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, maybe Pokemon. Pokemon might be like right at the water level, you
Yes,
know?
someone in chat just yeah broke it down like you're saying is that you nerd over a specific thing.
Yeah, exactly. You get real,
There's like
real into
levels
it.
to how much you're into something.
Yeah, which is funny how because that relates to neurodiversity a lot, right? You can just develop special interests. You're like, oh, you're a nerd on that. I'm like, sorry, this is the only thing my brain would like to focus on. I
Spills,
think that there's yeah, go ahead.
did you know that there is a spectrum for furries?
I did not know that.
So there's a furry spectrum, okay? And it
Okay.
goes like at the beginning of the spectrum, you have cute girl with, cat ears. And it's like,
Okay.
okay, you're not really a furry because, it's a cute girl. She has cat ears on, but she's a cute girl, right? And then it gets
Yeah.
worse. Then like it goes down and it's like, okay, cute girl, but now she has a tail. And okay, cute
Okay.
girl, but now maybe she has claws. And it keeps going until it's just a cat. And at some
Okay.
point you become a furry.
Yeah. I like Fanta's response of saying, "Is this really a topic you want to get into?" Because there's gonna be some experts out there who would just drop some knowledge on you that I'm not sure you'd ever want to know.
But so where are you on the spectrum?
Where am I on that spectrum? Uh, my chat thinks I'm a furry because I improv something once, but like I don't think I'm
Go
anywhere on
on.
that spectrum.
So okay. It's Halloween.
It's Halloween.
It's
I'd
all
probably.
Halloween.
I mean, like,
You're out.
see, here's the thing. I
You
would
see
chest.
like 20 girls just with cat ears and tails, and you're telling me you're not attracted.
I what? I I am attracted to my girlfriend.
Okay, okay, okay. That's it. End the conversation, guys. End the conversation.
Yeah.
Next question.
All right.
Uh, if you have hair, you're a furry. What are your thoughts on that?
Um.
That's a lot
I
of
mean, when
hair.
you've got a lion's mane like me, you're gonna get some accusations, and so I hear that.
Apparently, there are butt plugs with tails. How do you feel about that?
That if they enjoy it, cool. I feel like if I wore one, I'd step on it, and that would be very concerning.
Oh, okay. You step on the
But
tail.
yeah, the tail. But
Okay.
I feel like if that's somebody's thing, good for them, you know?
The next question. What would your I was gonna say, what would your first Sona be? Just kidding. How did you get into streaming?
How to get into streaming? Um, I saw a hydrate. Sorry, it's a reflex.
I turned off channel points, but I guess I didn't.
You can never get rid of hydrate.
Cheers.
As Kevin was saying earlier, there's a stream-induced drinking problem that I have, and it's because they love to fucking drown me. But anyways, you got asked how I got into streaming, and I would say that it's crippling loneliness over the course of COVID. Because I started August 13th of last year, I think was my first stream. Okay, technically, I streamed once for 2 hours in January of 2017, but that doesn't count.
Uh huh.
No, like
But
that
you do
that
have that. You do have that start date though. You can flex.
yeah, but the day I actually started doing it, it was like August 13th of 2020 when I
Mhm.
was I'd been in quarantine for like, 4 or 5 months. And as a hyper extrovert, I was losing my goddamn mind.
I can relate.
So yeah, so I needed something to do. And so I started streaming and yeah, it's gone from there. I hit affiliate in 11 days and that was fun. And then I had a lot of friends come out, met a lot of friends, played mostly GeoGuessr and League of Legends.
I've never played GeoGuessr, but it
I
looks
want to get
fun.
back in. GeoGuessr is one of my favorite things to stream. And I'm just trying to find a way to get my new audience into it. You know,
Your
I
new
love
audience.
GeoGuessr.
Do we have any new spills squad in the chat? How do we feel about GeoGuessr?
Like, I'm not sure if we have any of the newer Spills squad, but we got a lot of the OGs here right now. From what I saw.
You should call your new fans drips or
Drips.
or drops.
Drips off the old drop. They're all drips off the old drop.
Okay. So, quarantine. You started streaming.
Yep.
Tell me more about your
Yeah.
quarantine. Like how did you be honest, like how did you spend your time?
How did I
Wisely,
spend my time?
unwisely? Give me a summary.
Well, I would say that I definitely started getting much more back into video games because at the time I was being pulled away from gaming
Yes.
from Ultimate Frisbee. That was a big thing, and I was like doing less gaming except for playing League and Minecraft occasionally. But like it was a very like, yeah, it's a social thing. Whenever a new Pokemon game would come out, I would disappear for 3 days. But like, in the past, like generally I would have like binges and purges of gaming,
Right.
and online stuff. And then quarantine definitely brought that back in, and this became my primary community. So then I started playing more games, but also I started drinking and smoking more because holy shit, it's the quarantine.
Listen,
And
I say it all the time. Everyone needs a vice.
yeah, and I think vices came, like, definitely was something that came up and came through quarantine. But like most of the time I watch YouTube, um, channels like Friends Without Benefits or Alpha Rad or Small Ants, Coney, things like that. That's what I did a lot of. I played Persona 5, played a little Animal Crossing at the start, got really into the KK Slider concerts.
Oh yeah. Animal Crossing was
Um,
big. I
yeah, and Amogus.
Amogus, of course.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing came out, and I remember Animal Crossing came out like as lockdown hit, and
Yep.
me and my friends were all like, we were scheming. We were like, "Thank you for the posture check."
Thank
Again,
you.
I thought channel points were off, but they're right. I have horrible posture. Uh,
Yeah, same.
I remember I wanted Animal Crossing so bad
Yeah.
that I was willing to defy lockdown to get my hands on because physical copies. I don't know if like how it goes over in the West Coast, but like physical copies, you can get that shit uh at midnight or even
Yeah, no, we have
8
midnight
8
releases
p.m.
here.
or even like 8 p.m. the night before.
8 p.m.'s a little early. I haven't
It
heard of
depends
an
on the
8 p.m.
store and
drop.
like if they're willing to give you the copy because they have the copies that week. It just depends on when they're going to
Right.
give it to you. So I was down to defy lockdown to get my hands on Animal Crossing a day earlier, and I did it. Then I got my friend a copy
Wild.
too. Yeah, the GameStop near me, uh, I they had one, and I was like, I double masked. I went in OD. I fucking Lysoled my shit, and yeah.
Yeah.
But then and
So what's
then I
funny
got
is
yeah.
contrasting that experience to like the first midnight release I ever went to. Like everything about an event you do before quarantine, something like a midnight release or like say anything else, to be like, wow, imagine doing that now. So the midnight release that I went to was for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword way back in 2011.
Best game. Well, not best game,
It's
but best
such
Zelda
a
game.
great game. It's
Chat.
such a great
Don't let
game.
anyone tell you otherwise. Me and Spills both agree. Skyward Sword is the best Zelda
No,
game.
it's not the best. It's Wind Waker's the best, but Skyward Sword is in the
I
top
say that.
5. You'll say that.
I say that.
I can see how the argument is made, but the boat fucking Zelda game, are you kidding? Not the boat, the fucking boat Zelda game is great.
The
The
oh
It's the Red Lion, the King of Red Lions, Wind Waker,
wait,
the
that's the
boat
boat
one.
Zelda game,
That's the boat Zelda game.
dude. I was thinking of Spirit Tracks. That's a train one.
Yeah, it's better than Breath of the Wild for sure. That's my opinion of it too.
Is what?
As of right now, Skyward Sword / Wind Waker / I think I'm enjoying more Breath of the Wild, more not thinking of it as a Zelda game.
Yeah, and I was
I
gonna
think,
say,
yeah, go ahead.
just for Fanta in the chat, I also quit vaping during the quarantine. Yeah, so nice going, brother. I sometimes I fall to here and there, but like I officially stopped buying and like buying pods and gear and shit and doing it every day during the quarantine. That shit's hard. Addiction
Yeah.
is a bitch.
Addiction is nuts. Addiction is nuts. By the way, I do have something for you. I have a gift.
You have a gift for me?
Yeah, I do have a gift for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chat, this is unplanned.
Yeah, it is. It is unplanned. It's actually the 3-month
Oh, he fucking
anniversary
subbed to me.
of
He
this is
subbed.
3 months in a row that I've subbed
Wow. Three. Shh. Yeehaw is right. If my channel alerts, if my shit was on right now, it would pop up on the screen. But
Yeah.
he did in fact sub. Thank you, sir.
to you.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
you're welcome.
And you know what? That brings me to my next fucking question. Why is
Yeah.
corn the best vegetable?
Oh man, where do I begin on this? So corn, let me tell you, we are children of the corn. At least according to
Can you say that again?
according to we're children of the corn.
We are children of the corn.
We are according to indigenous religions in southern Mexico, such as like Aztecan beliefs, as not religions but cultures. Like Aztecan beliefs, Mayan beliefs. We were created from corn in the god's third attempt of creating humans.
Okay.
With the first being mud and the second being of wood. And corn was deemed the most perfect substance by these gods, by the creators, according to this religion. This culture.
Is that why when you shit it out, it is still the same?
No, that's the reason why it's still the same when we shit it out is because we don't do the nixtamal process.
Say that one more time.
The nixtamal process?
Nixtamal.
Nixtamal process, which is the process by which you soak corn in citruses for 24 hours plus, and that breaks down fibers and releases extra nutrients such as extra niacin from the corn, which makes it easier to digest and also more nutritionally complete. And that is what Mayans and Aztecans did in order to make corn more edible and to allow them to build an empire off of it. Multiple empires. Even.
How does that bring us to today? That corn stands
I
the
think
test
it's
of
the most
time.
historically important vegetable
We're
in
not
this
even talking
hemisphere.
about flavor or
Flavor is
price.
great otherwise. It caramelizes very well. It's a good hype. There are fewer people allergic to corn than to many other vegetables. Corn grows well in a variety of climates and is still very good. It can be turned into oil. It can be turned. There's a lot of things for the modern day that are great too. But throughout the course of time, corn has been perhaps the most important vegetable and delicious.
Mm.
Corn tortillas are better than flour tortillas, in
Hmm.
my opinion. Like a good corn tortilla,
I mean,
absolutely
yeah,
destroys a
you
flour
can't
tortilla.
pop flour, but you can
Yeah,
pop corn.
no, you can pop corn exactly. Popcorn's great.
Yeah. Okay. So that brings me to my next question.
All right.
Talk to me about content creation.
So I love thinking
So
about
you start the day off with a nice corn on the cob,
yep,
and
yep.
then you plan out your streams. But you're
Yeah, I
also on TikTok,
yeah,
and
I am on TikTok.
you are a tweet master.
Allegedly. I am an internet funny man that gets like my best tweet, it's 14 likes. So actually no,
Oh
that's not true. It was
Is
like
this true?
131.
Is it
It's
pinned?
like no, it's not. It's not pinned anymore. I have 131 likes on my I graduated one. The one where it's
Oh,
like, yeah, hey, guess
that's
what? I
cute.
did it.
That's cute. That's cute.
Yeah, but that one. Those are the ones that like gain traction because everybody in your circle likes them. That's that. It's just one of those. Not like an internet funny man tweet. But I think a lot about content creation the other day. I think a lot about like whenever I watch YouTube or I watch other streamers, I think about, it's interesting what they're doing here. And they're doing this, and like I could see the effort they're putting in these little tweaks. I'm a big believer in looking for those little details. Um and so those are the things I think about, like how can I improve my stream on the margins as well as these big improvements. Like people who've been around my channel for a long time remember the days where my camera was awful and my microphone was so staticky and I could only stream a few games. And then like there's a constant improvement that I'm going through. And it's just because it's a passion. I think it's fun to think about how to entertain,
Is
you know.
it is it a passion of yours? You
Oh, for
passionate about
sure.
this?
I'm incredibly passionate about this. It's you can ask Ball and Abe in the chat. Like he's my housemate, and we most of the time, every night, after stream, I'll go down and we'll smoke on the porch, and I'll talk about, hey, this is such an amazing thing that happened. There's all these things that I'm trying, and there's these things that I want to do in the future, and like the dreams. Like one of my dreams is to be able to seamlessly move between gaming and cooking streams.
Cooking.
And yeah, to go like, hey Chad, I'm hungry, I think it's time to make something, and then I can go because I'm actually a really good cook.
You have a stream set up for when you cook?
I'm wanting to. That's a dream.
Oh, okay, that's a dream.
That's a dream, is to be able to do that, to where I could seamlessly be like, yeah, I'm hungry, we're gonna make food now, and then we'll get back to the game.
What's
Because
your best recipe?
my best recipe is probably cherry smoked salmon.
Ch- cherry smoked salmon.
Yeah, cherry smoked salmon.
I don't think I've ever had cherry smoked salmon.
Yeah, it's cherry wood smoked, I should say.
Okay, I was thinking like
No, it's
there's
not like a
actual
cherry
cherries.
glaze. Although like a cherry chipotle glaze could go very well with that, like a sweet and spicy glaze.
Okay.
But I tend to prefer doing that with a dry rub, and then like I keep it with like a lemon butter, like over the course of time, or like a lime butter, and I keep that. I keep it from burning by creating this layer of effectively like a thin layer of butter over the meat stuff that makes it more heat resilient.
Are cooking streams? I know like ASMR is big on Twitch,
Yeah,
but is cooking streams?
cooking streams are a thing. Cooking streams are a thing.
Okay.
And that's actually like a recent community not dono, but like a channel points goal for my channel was for me to start doing cooking streams, and they're gonna be very rudimentary as I start them in the next couple weeks, because I'm gonna have to use this mic and this camera and use the laptop and things like that, and I won't be able to seamlessly move from gaming to cooking. Um, the dream is to be able to just switch, but
Okay.
like that's gonna be a start. I think something with content is it's better to start something and figure out the kinks by making your mistakes, falling on your face a couple times. Having things at 70% or 80% the quality,
Sure.
that I mean 60, 50% the quality even of what you want them to be, because sometimes it's easy to get paralyzed by your dreams. It's really easy to set this goal and be like, wow, I'm never gonna reach it. It's
Now,
too far.
now, how are you gonna compete with the cooking streams at the top of the list, where it's chicks
Yeah.
in
So I think
bikinis?
that's not how cooking streams work. That's a misconception.
Okay.
The most popular cooking content creators are people like Binging with Babish or Brian David
I do
Gilbert.
like binge with Babish. I'm talking about Twitch.
Yeah, but like the cooking streams will follow that. It's and besides, my personality carries. I'm
You
very
have a good
confident.
personality. So you're saying you will not be cooking from a hot tub.
No, never. That's a bad idea.
All
That's
right.
how you ruin the cast iron pan. You
That's
know,
true. That's true.
I don't fuck with my cast iron pan.
So besides streaming, you do a lot of sports, right?
Yeah, I
I used to play ultimate frisbee a lot too.
You did? What position did you play?
Never. Uh, okay, I was on club, not league, in college, and I don't remember what the position was called, but it definitely was the one that they gave to the kid who didn't know what he was doing. It was like
You were a cutter.
it was cuz like you go up and down the field. I know, like, you're supposed to, like, you go in and out like pistons, right?
You're a cutter. Yeah, you're a cutter.
I was a cutter. That's exactly what I was.
Yeah. I'm
They were
I'm a
like,
handler
just
mostly.
run out over, just run up there and go run out and run in, and occasionally like dart right or left
Yeah.
depending on
That's
who's around you. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, you were a first year cutter. That is the definition of a first year cutter, isn't that, Sean? For example. Like I've a lot of my people who follow me played Ultimate at some point. In fact, one of my mods is creating an Ultimate Frisbee video game.
A video game for ultra
Yeah.
frisbee? Unheard
Yeah,
of.
a physics realistic, and I'm gonna start playing that some on stream too. I think I'm gonna use it as like a transitionary game where like sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna throw for an hour, 30 minutes or whatever, and talk about that. But he's going into what is it called? Early access soon in Steam, and it's
Nice.
pretty hype. But
I'll play
anyways, yeah,
that shit.
I love Ultimate. I'm a handler, so that means like for those of you who aren't familiar with Ultimate, that's like effectively like a quarterback or a point guard, somebody who handles the disc a lot, who is in charge of getting it to the people who play Dino's position. It's pointing this way. This way is how I should point for that, I think. I'm looking on stream. No, it's this way. It's this way. It's this way. Sorry.
You're good. Keep going.
Um, and I don't know. I just love the way the disc flies through the air. There's something really incredible about how the disc flies through the air. It's a beautiful sight, especially when you get a perfect throw.
So before and after I did club ultimate frisbee in college, I would play with friends just casually in my hometown without any positions and stuff. And I gotta say, it was a lot more fun.
Pickup can be fun in its own right. I think that
But I don't know.
pickup
So I
has
don't.
a
I don't
higher
know enough.
floor level of Okay, actually, pickup it just has a lower barrier to entry. It's easy to throw the disc around with people and know a little bit of the rules. Know generally, yeah, you can't tackle people, but not know the strategy and have fun. I think of it like 600 elo chess. You don't really know how it works, but you playing it for the joy of it, and like you can figure some stuff out, but you don't really have like the strategic knowledge. Whereas like with like club level, to enjoy it, you got to be more like a 1200, a 1300, or 1400, and increasing depending on the level of the club, right?
Right.
Of elo in chess, the
Got
equivalent,
it.
if that makes sense. Like there's like a difference between knowing that, like, and once you know the strategy, it's really fun.
Right.
Like I went
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
but like before you know the strategy, it's intimidating to play and hard to get into, and it can make you averse to playing it.
That's probably where I was at.
Yeah, and so like there's an important thing with coaching is scaffolding, being able to get people excited and interested, and then slowly drip them the strategy.
Yeah, got it. So chat saying cooking stream or a hot tub stream.
I mean, I could see you pull off like I'm not opposed to doing a hot tub stream, just not a hot tub cooking stream. You know
Oh,
what I mean? Like, but I
are
wouldn't
you
I
are you
wouldn't just put a
announcing
fucking
that
kiddie
here and
pool in
now
here.
on the dinofries podcast?
Yeah.
That Spills will be doing a hot tub stream.
Not will. I am not opposed to, but it have to be something like what Ludwig and
He
Slime
says
did, where they
maybe.
were traveling.
He says maybe.
Yeah, I think it'd have to be something like that, where I'm just hanging out in a hotel with a buddy, and we're like, hey, I need a stream today. Can we do like 45 minutes? We're just chilling in the hot tub in our swimsuits and chatting with chat. Like that. That's the kind of hot tub stream you would get from Spills.
Okay. Okay, man, it's in your name.
Yeah.
I chat. I'll do a hot tub stream eventually. I'm not gonna say when, but eventually. And pretty much how Spills described it. Probably like if I'm like at a hotel or somewhere, I'll be like, you know what? I'll just go live. I'll just give it to him. Give them what they asked for.
Yeah. Hotel hot tub guests. That would be a fucking awesome podcast.
Actually,
Two
that would be
dudes
that actually
chilling in a
would be
hot
really
tub
funny.
5 feet apart.
All right, Chad, we'll put a pin in that. And also the cooking stream. That's also. I mean, Spills just gave me a great idea. I can just whip up a bunch of fries.
Yeah, do it. And Dino Nugs.
Dino nuggies. That's what I
You
get
gotta
the
call
most.
it that. That's the titular cooking stream. You're
Whenever
like, hey,
someone,
I'm cooking everything in the title.
you're right. You're right. Whenever someone sees his name, they're like, oh, I love Dino nuggies growing up.
Yeah.
So yeah, cook in the hot tub. Yeah, we Spills says that's not a good idea.
Yeah, that is kind of how you might die. You kind of just sort of might.
Two dudes chilling in a hot tub. Ain't nothing wrong with
Feet
that.
apart because they're nice. The Vine. I remember the Vine.
That's Vine. I could tell you were a Vine guy.
No, I watched Vine compilations on YouTube. I never got into Vine.
But I mean like a Vine user.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's yeah. Vine was fun because it's great for like my short attention span. Sometimes I got the memory of a goldfish, you know? And sometimes I can't be like invested enough in content. This is why sometimes I struggle to watch like TV or anime. At times. Like if I have to pay too much attention to it to appreciate it in a show, then I don't know. Like I can't always focus. Sometimes I just need something short that it's fine if I forget. I'm not gonna no one's gonna care if I don't remember the plot of a Vine, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, so I need something where it doesn't matter if I remember the plot. Just that was funny. I like that one.
Okay. I got you. So before I move on to my next question, Chad thinks we're handsome.
Yeah. What was that? Wow, we're handsome. Hey, yo. So I'm just not used to hearing compliments. So
I love how
it took me a second to possess.
So you were just describing how you have a short attention span, and then I said something. You're like, "Yeah, wait, what?"
Yeah, no, it is. I sometimes I just get distracted. Hey, thank you for the compliments, Fantin
Thank
Mecca.
you, chat. Thank you, chat. You guys are too cute. Okay, Spills.
Yeah.
So you have ADHD.
Yes.
Me too.
Hey,
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
I bet a lot of people in chat can relate. And and you were kind of getting into it before. So yeah, you want to expand on that?
So I would say that I spent a lot of the past quarantine thinking about my mental health and about ADHD and how my ADHD impacts me, how it makes me act, how it impacts my actions, I should say. And one of the there's a lot of different aspects that show in how I am now that I used to mask. Am I on medication for it? No, not anymore. I stopped taking it in like the middle of June, I think, is about when I stopped taking it, which is like a month after I graduated. In other words, because it's fucking expensive. It cost me um $57 a month with good insurance to focus. Without good insurance, it would have been somewhere more like $500 a month to focus.
Right.
Um,
So it was a money thing, or was
it
it
was a
like were
it's a
you?
money thing plus it made me feel flatter emotionally sometimes that I
Hmm.
would. There are times that I felt that I was taking so much. I took 54 milligrams. You see, and so that's a lot, and I felt like it was impacting how I present, how I act as a person. So I decided to try stopping it. And there's pros and cons. I was way more productive on it. Um,
You seem
I
productive
was
now. You
I'm
you stream every fucking day.
I mean that's just because I'm an extrovert and I get energy from interacting with chat.
Okay. But I mean,
Um,
it takes energy. I mean, I don't know about you, but it takes energy. I
it
mean,
does take
it
energy to
does.
stream, but
You have to try.
I feel like so for me, like when I'm just chatting, when I'm just talking with chat, that I could just do for
Yeah.
forever.
You
I
don't.
could
You don't need any
I
kind of
it
motivation.
gives me energy. No, I mean like the motivation is that I like streaming and interacting with my chat. It's I've made a lot of friends by streaming, and so my motivation is come on and see my friends.
Yeah,
Um,
I love
you
that.
know, but like if I'm streaming like a game, like whenever I stream like a more of a rage game, for
Yeah.
example, yeah, that's taxing. If I stream like something that takes more focus, yeah, that's taxing. Um, there are things like I'm playing through Fair right now, and it's an awesome, awesome, awesome game. Fucking spectacular. 3 hours in. But I can't play that too many hours straight because themes of death, and that's kind of hard to focus on for a while. Um,
So someone in chat said that they didn't know that they had ADHD until after they dropped out of college, and wish they had
yeah,
known before.
for sure,
So
for sure. Like, and the interesting thing is, like, when you get it, like, I've had a lot of conversations about this with my housemate Avery, of like when you realize that you have ADHD, a lot of your previous life makes sense. It's like, oh, hey, look at this. Hey, when I didn't turn it in Miss Professor's class, that might have been this. And oh, sometimes I struggle to, sit still. And so I spin in my chair and hey, look at that. And like spinning in my chair, like if any of y'all end up coming to watch my streams, this is just how I stream. I'm just constantly rocking and vibing in my chair like this. Exactly. Hey, finger guns. But like this, it's just because I can't sit still. And that's something that comes with ADHD. And there's like a lot of signs, but usually people are like, oh, that's just how I am. It's just kind of a quirk. But then you realize, and then suddenly it's just damn,
yep,
it's all connected.
I totally agree with what you're saying. Similarly, yeah, it was. I kind of discovered it through my brother actually, because I think
Mm.
he experiences similar complications with it when it comes to that, and yeah, tried medication as well for a bit, and then eventually stopped. And yeah, I think it definitely does. Like you think about how you were in school and like what your teachers used to say, like, oh, he doesn't pay attention, and like I used to get shitty grades when it came
Right.
to, I forgot what that part of the report card was called, but that was I
The
would always,
teacher's comments.
but like what was like they used to like grade you, and when it came to like paying attention, like there was a grade for it.
Yeah, I mean that's
I just don't remember
engagement
what it was called.
effectively. I think
Like
it's
something
like
like engagement,
yeah,
um and that was like I always got low scores when it comes to that. I got like high and everything else, but always like low on that.
yeah.
And but yeah, I mean
I like
it
what
makes a lot
Fanta
of
just
sense.
brought up. What if someone else doesn't catch it when you're a child, it can be really hard to realize on your own. I thought I was just lazy. That's a
Yeah,
huge thing. It's a huge
yeah,
part of self-stigmatization. That's a great point, Fanta. Because like it's like I was diagnosed as a child. I was diagnosed when I was like 11, along with when I was diagnosed with sleep apnea. Because you can't have just one thing. I also got a sleep disorder.
I know.
Um,
I know that. I got family members that use the
the
mask to
CPAP
go
or
to
the
yeah
APAP.
the CPAP exactly. That's exactly
Yeah,
what it called.
yeah. Some of them are CPAPs. I use an APAP, an automatic. I can't remember what PAP stands for anymore, but um, some pulmonary a something. Damn, I wish I didn't drink everything in my house. I might have a Smirnoff Ice. That actually isn't a
Chat, does
bad
somebody want
chat.
to ice spills? Does
But I don't
somebody
want to
want
I
to?
don't want to drink it like an ice. I want to sip it, you know.
Okay, nobody,
Like,
nobody ice spills in chat.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Do you
when I
want?
got my nickname I also got iced. So,
You want to go grab
and
it?
nah, I'm actually good. I'm actually good. I'm actually at a good level.
Why would you? Why would you advertise that?
Now that I'm thinking, no, I thought about it more. I just said the first thing that came out. It's ADHD, bro.
It's
Sometimes you
true.
just got to
It's
say the
true.
first thing
It's
that
true.
comes to your head. You're like, oh shit, this would be great. Wait, don't know about that anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that you said that you can just go live and
Yeah,
stream, and that your ADHD doesn't complicate that is impressive. Because I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm not alone in this, but when it comes to streaming, as wonderful as my community is,
yeah,
it still personally takes energy from me to hit that
right,
live button. And like, not that I'm any different live than I am, off stream. I'm still me.
right,
I'm not. I
right.
don't do anything different. It still takes me energy. It's still mentally taxing, even though I have fun. So that's interesting that you, or I guess it's impressive and inspiring
Thank
that
you.
you don't that you are able to like overcome that, or like you are able to, you don't feel like that is draining to you.
So I feel like there are times when I don't have the initial energy to stream. I think that like there is definitely like a it's less a cost and more a prerequisite. You know what I mean? Like there's a prerequisite level of energy, but like starting the go live button itself doesn't hit anything. Sometimes something streaming can be taxing. There's like one aspect of streaming for me, like where it's the just chatting that, but I feel like that's just because I sort of when I'm talking to people, this is how I talk. This is how I talk. I mean, you know how I talk off the camera. This like while we were setting stuff up, I just kind of go. And that's what my just
It's
chatting
true,
is with
guys.
chat. Yeah.
It's true. Everything he's saying, it's true. I can verify.
So I feel like for me, there's some things that, so like when I stream, I'm playing a character of myself.
Hmm.
What I do a lot is I sort of like introspective. I kind of study myself as if I were an actor playing me in a biopic. What are the things that I do? What are the characteristics that make spills spills?
Hmm.
And then I emulate them and sort of bring them up more because I talk with my hands a lot. I talk with my hands way more like in sort of large swaths. And I emote more when I'm streaming, like when I'm not on stream, I'm not always super emotive. But like if I were playing me in a biopic, I would need to capture the image of me, to be the character of myself. And so while I don't like I'm not different on stream, I'm just playing myself. And there's some stuff that I don't talk about on stream,
Sure.
Everybody's got that. There's some
Sure.
aspects of me that I don't show on stream. Not that I'm hiding them. It's just that if I'm filming a biopic of me that happens to be like maybe a three-parter, each stream's a biopic and it's a section and that's the filming for it. And we're gonna cut it down. What are the aspects that you would end up in that cut down version? What makes it onto that silver screen, And that's what I try to bring out more of when I'm streaming and doing that, and then I'll like chat with my housemates in that form, chat with my friends in that sort of like playing myself as a character to practice streaming. There's definitely a lot of practice that goes into it
Right.
to where it's secondhand nature. It's definitely like there is a lot of labor for it, but it's because streaming's by hyperfixation that I'm able to do it. I think that ADHD, rather than it just being like I'm streaming in spite of it, I think I'm streaming because of it. I think it's just what my brain latched onto. I think this is my hyperfixation, and that's why I'm able to spend so many of my waking hours thinking about it. So many of my main thoughts, my main thought processes on it.
You know, some people say that ADHD is a superpower.
It can be. It can be. I think there's a process in life of learning to work with it rather than work against it. A lot of society is really it's really structured toward neurotypical folks, you know? It's structured for neurotypical folks to succeed. You know, even the process of getting diagnosed for ADHD is ableist. Like the concept of having to fit such rigid scheduling and fill out so much paperwork because it's a scheduled drug and do all of these aspects to the healthcare without supports there makes it rough. Like if there were supports there to help adjust for that, maybe, you know, and like as we approach technical age, that helps some. Like technology has helped some, but it can also hurt more because of providing distractions. But like it's hard to function in society with ADHD sometimes.
True. True.
And I think that when you learn to work with it and creating like my stream is like a space I've created, right? Like that's community I foster and that I encourage.
So
And they do all the work. They make themselves the awesome community, but like I'm providing the space for that community to form. That's something that I seek in life as community. I lost my train of thought midway through and I tried to pick it up, but I it just went somewhere.
you're good. Sorry, I interrupted you there.
No, you're fine. You're
Okay.
fine.
So I was gonna say, going off of that, if someone was watching this right now and we're thinking like, oh yeah, like I struggle with that too. What tips would you give them to succeed or cope or both?
So I think that it's all about listening to yourself. And then from there figuring out because like everybody with ADHD is going to have a different manifestation of ADHD. When you compare your stories with somebody, there's some stuff where like, yeah, that's me. And there's some stuff where like, I don't relate at all. I'm in fact the opposite way. So it's all about listening to yourself and then building building structures that work for you and paying attention to things that work for you. And finding a community of people who are willing to help hold you accountable. Um, that's kind of that's been my answer. Now I'm very extroverted, so those things don't feel as hard for me, right?
Right.
Like that's just a reality. And like when the advice that I give is through the lens of a very extroverted person,
Sure.
and who has all this social energy. Um, I would just say find that community. For example, like something that makes me more productive is mirroring. If I'm in a call or next to somebody doing something productive, I am more likely to be productive.
I feel that like going to a coffee shop to study
Exactly. Stuff like that.
because you're around people, or going to a library
Yeah.
because you're around people who are doing similar things.
Exactly. So it's all about figuring out those spaces that work for you, paying attention, paying active attention to like the day-to-day life, and whatever, for just like 30 seconds at a time. Just if you're spacing out, think about the situation you're in and just sort of ground yourself there. And like sometimes you're not gonna go off into a train of thought, and that's fine. The other part of it is don't beat yourself up for it. If you accept that you are who you are far, in my experience, I've been at least far less likely to want to beat myself up for it. If I say, yeah, that's fine, that's how I am. And now how do I do what I need to do? Like, accept that you're not going to change the fact that you have ADHD. You can medicate it, and that can change how you work with it, but it's not going to change the fact that you have ADHD.
Right.
Accept that you got ADHD and all the baggage that comes with it, good and bad, and then work from there. You've got that hand that you were dealt. Figure out the best way to play it. That's my advice.
I totally agree, and I think that works for a lot of other things, which is basically what you just said, where it's like, you know, accepting that this is the hand you were dealt,
Yeah.
and figuring out how to, you know, move forward, because ultimately this is who you are, this
Right.
is how things are, and, you know, realizing that and moving forward, you know, and not, you know, obviously like not dwelling or giving up.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
I want to. So what Nasty Nate just said. Listen to yourself is solid advice. Learn to recognize what your mind and body are trying to say.
Yep.
about how you feel. I know when I've tried to fight signals that I don't really feel like streaming and I do it anyway. I give the chat less to me than usual. Not sure if that makes any sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Thank you, Nate.
Um, Thank you, Nate. That's a very, very good point. It's just listen, and sometimes I fight like there's like I think it's more like knowing what fights to pick is kind of how I think about it. Because there are times that I definitely fight through and say, yeah, I don't feel like streaming necessarily. And then like I'm just gonna I see how it goes. I'm like if I'm like not really like fully against it, if I'm just kind of like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it. And if I'm not vibing, I'll be like, yeah, sorry guys, I'm just not vibing tonight. See y'all another time. Just being okay with cutting it off early has made content a lot easier. Being willing to half-ass a stream or half-ass a TikTok has made it me much more able to create content. Anything that's worth doing perfectly is worth doing at 50% effort, as long as you do it to your full effort sometimes.
So what you said right there. So you said, can you repeat that last line you just said?
Anything that you could do 100% is worth doing at 50%, as long as you can.
I resonate with that so much, my dude.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I don't know if you got this too, or if anyone in chat, or if anyone listening to this right now got this, but when I was growing up, I was constantly told that I would half-ass things,
Yeah.
and it like seriously fucked me up, and like
Right.
it made me not want to try things because I would just be like, oh, I'm just gonna half-ass it. Why even bother? But I
Yeah.
mean, eventually, and I've realized this for some time now, but I had to learn it on my own. Is that sometimes I can't give 100%. I can only give 50%, and I rather give 50 than zero.
Exactly.
And that while it may seem like I'm half-assing it, um, or like that's what I was told,
Yeah.
it's just that like it was never gonna it was I needed to do 50 because I couldn't do 100, and it's better to have 50 than zero. And like obviously like it would be with things that you could, you know, half-ass give 50% to, nothing like super serious, but like things that like were just better off trying, things
Yeah.
that like I needed to put effort into and I just needed to try rather than not not try at all, like just
Yeah.
give up before even trying, where like
And so
things that like were like activities or chores
yeah.
or work or school that like sure 100% would be best, but 50% does the job, or like
Mm-hmm.
I could do
It's
50 now, 50 later, something like that, like doing something
yeah.
rather than nothing applied.
Exactly.
So I don't know if
And
you
so my thing with
experienced that
that
as
also,
well.
no, I experienced that fully. I feel you. There are times when I was just like, yeah, this class kind of stinky for my mental health. C's get degrees, whatever. You know, like there's definitely times when that's gonna happen, and being okay with that for sure is how to get through life.
Yeah.
And then what was I gonna say?
You want to move on?
Um, yeah, let's just we can keep moving.
I got a lighthearted one for you. What's the
Okay.
difference, Spills? What's the difference between grilling and barbecuing?
You thought that was lighthearted?
This is it not?
Oh man, no, it's this is a thing.
This
So grilling is
Snapchat.
grilling is direct heat for a short period of time. That is where you have the coals directly under the food that you are cooking, veggies or meat. And generally your cook time is going to be like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, even less for some things. Barbecue is indirect heat for a long period of time, often involving smoke. That is barbecue.
So if you're smoking meats, is that a form of barbecuing?
Yes, smoking meat is barbecue. For
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
That's indirect heat for a long period of time. You're having something else carry the heat. That's barbecue. Grilling, that's hot dogs and hamburgers at Jerry's house on the weekend. You know? Barbecue, that's an art. Now, don't get me wrong, I love grilling, but barbecue is truthfully an art form, and it is and like American barbecue is the true American cuisine, really. If you think about America on the world stage right now as it exists, that is American cuisine. That is Southern barbecue, especially the barbecue created by slaves. Um,
Where
yeah.
was the best food you've ever had? Where was the best thing you've ever eaten? What location? Where were you?
Oh my God, that's a hard question. Um,
When I say that to you, I'm like, bro, best thing you've ever eaten. What's like, oh, you know where I was?
I gotta say, I mean, it was while I was in Oaxaca. There's a
Okay.
couple different, like, there's like a tie. That's where I had the
Where
best
is
pizza.
Oaxaca?
Oaxaca is southern Mexico.
Okay.
While I was studying abroad there, pues hablo español con. Wait, okay, I fucked it up there, but I was supposed. Puedo hablar español muy bien.
You're
A veces tengo
fluent.
problemas con mi vocabulario. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty fluent. I'm
Very
fluent
nice.
to the level of somebody who studied in college but hasn't spoken it much recently. Um,
Very specific.
yeah, it is a very specific but very true level.
So Mexico.
Mexico. I was in Oaxaca, Mexico. Oaxaca is known as like it's like the cultural center for a lot of Mexican cuisine. There's a lot of cuisine there where that's like the peak
Okay.
of it. It's known for like mole, which is a type of sauce. And often like a chocolate chili sauce is one of that's mole negro, and that's really really popular and one that I enjoyed. But that's also where I had the best pizza I've ever had in my life. It was a wood-fired pizza joint called Mexita.
You're telling me that the best pizza you ever had in your life was in Mexico.
Yes, and it was run by a Sicilian man, I believe.
There it is.
Um, moved to Mexico in his retirement and wanted pizza,
I
and
love it
so he said,
already.
"Fuck it, I'll do it myself."
I like that. Okay.
That's my understanding of the founding story.
I like it.
I got the waitress version of it, you know, of hey, how did this place happen? Because I was like in shock that I had such good pizza. And then that was what I heard.
Okay.
Anyways, very excellent pizza. The crust, I haven't had a crust before or since that has matched both its crispiness and fluffiness. Its ability to hold sauce while retaining a good flavor and a good texture. It hits all the spots so well. It has a nice saltiness to it with a little bit of smoke flavor. And it really hit well with a nice balance of spices.
Nice.
The sauce was cooked excellently. You could tell it was made from fresh tomatoes that they boiled down, and they they crushed themselves. They seasoned themselves with with fresh basil, you know, and things like that. And then the one that I had, it was arugula and something else. It was arugula and a certain type of salami, which I can't remember off the top of my head right now. It was a very light, mild salami. And a nice drizzle. And yeah, it's world class. It is world class, Nate. I want to get. Eventually, I'll read Nate's comment too, but like,
I was
it's
gonna say
world class.
let's read Nate's comment. So
Yeah,
Nate says that he was very consistently pushed to do better by his dad in school, and even though he was straight A student, after hearing many years that he developed an inadequacy complex that followed into adulthood, and that he still
yep,
catches himself thinking that he's not good enough, and that he has to get a reality check from his wife, and that helps him anchor down into reality rather than pathology, which I think
yeah,
is a very eloquent way of describing how I'm sure a lot of adults, including myself, deal with
yeah.
those kinds of struggles when it comes to ADHD and other similar conditions.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Cool. All right. So we're winding down
We're winding
now,
down a
but
bit.
I
Yeah.
I got a couple more questions for you. Okay.
All right.
So the don't think about these. Okay.
All right.
Clear your mind of everything, just everything. Okay.
Smooth brain, empty.
Smooth brain. Smooth brain spills.
Okay.
Okay. All time favorite video game. Go.
That's got to be. Um. See, I'm stuck between
No.
three, which is
No. Thank you.
Persona 5 Royal is probably where I'm gonna go. No,
Okay.
Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey.
Really, Mario Odyssey.
I love Mario Odyssey.
That's a good game.
It is.
That was one of those games. Before you were saying that there was a period of time in your life where you didn't really play that many video games.
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey was during that time for me, but it was so easy for me to pick up and play Mario Odyssey and finish it all the way through without even thinking about it.
Yeah, it has such a feeling of wonder.
So smooth.
And the controls are so satisfying.
So
The platforming
buttery.
is so fluid.
Fucking butter.
It made it made getting around from point A to point B a fun activity.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so that's by far my favorite game experience.
Cool.
Now that I
All
think
right.
about it a
Next
little bit.
question. Now clear your
Yeah.
mind again.
Okay.
Delete Mario.
All
Delete
right.
Cappy.
Okay.
Delete Peach at the end where she's in her summer outfit.
Okay.
Okay. Movie. All time favorite movie. Go.
That's got to be Moneyball.
Okay. I like Moneyball. That's a good
Moneyball's a
pick.
good movie.
That's a good pick.
It's a really, really good movie.
Good. Good.
It yeah, it's the way that they made statistics and nerdiness into a Hollywood a bowl topic was incredible. They really put that Hollywood magic in.
Sprinkle it.
Yeah. In
Okay.
the aggregate, you know.
Now, smooth out again.
Smooth it out. Yep.
TV show.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
All right. All right. I was gonna say, do I ask separately for anime, cartoon? But you answered correctly. I think it's all series, shows,
Yeah.
all combined. That's great. I was so close to getting a tattoo of Appa.
That would be so hype.
And it's still kind of on the back of my mind, but yes, I think
That would be
everyone.
so hype.
I don't think I've met anyone who's watched that show and didn't fucking love it.
Anyone who's actually given it a fair shake has loved it. You got to admit that the first 10 episodes, if you're not into the concept at first, are hard to get through.
Sure, I
But
can agree with that.
But once you're okay, the first 11 because of the fucking divide episode. But once you're past the first 11, it just starts rolling and improving from there.
Yeah, yeah. Do you? So I'm assuming you like Aang's story above Korra's.
So I look at them differently. Korra is very
But Korra
much.
wasn't your favorite,
I love Korra.
but it wasn't your
I
favorite.
love Korra. I like Atla more.
Atla.
But
I
like,
don't think I've ever heard someone call it that.
yeah, but I like Atla
Atla.
more. But Korra, I think has one of my favorite season of like the Avatar universe is Korra season 3. That's my favorite season in the Avatar universe. Followed by season 3 and season 2 of Atla.
Korra
Season
season
1,
3 was what? What was that like?
The Red Lotus.
Well, what was the
Zahir.
book called?
Book 3 Change, I think.
Change. 4 was spirits or 2 was spirits?
2 is spirits.
Oh, 2 was spirits. I didn't like that
3,
one.
yeah, I liked 2 until the end.
Mm,
The last episode of 2 killed it, but the Avatar 1 stuff was amazing.
okay. I just remember 2 being really boring.
I think 2 had a lot of good lore, but
Okay.
it was less action packed.
Are you a lore guy, Spills?
Yeah, for sure.
Spills is a lore guy.
Yep.
Okay. So, this is my last question for you.
Okay.
If you could go back in time and talk to your teenage self, what would you tell little Spills? You have a short amount of time. You just want a conversation with him. What do you think you're saying? What are you gonna say to him?
I'm gonna tell Little Spills that he needs to trust his heart more and know you're a good person and know that you can do great things. You just need to be okay with who you are. That's how I would say it. You're a good person who can do great things. You just need to be comfortable with who you are.
I love it. Very nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nice. Good. All right, Spills.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been great. This was the first episode of a podcast.
Yeah, I like it.
I was your host. In case you haven't caught on already, and it says it right there. I'm dinofries.
Yeah.
That's spills17. Says it right down here below too. And
Drop a follow.
Yeah, follow Spills if you guys have Twitch, if you guys have TikTok, if you guys have Twitter. He is not only the tweet master, I'm assuming the talk master.
Yeah.
and the stream master, but you really bang out those tier lists.
Oh yeah, I love
He
tier lists. They're
he
so fun.
you inspired me to do tier lists actually on my stream.
Really?
Yeah, you did.
Great.
I did them before. I did them before. I mean I think everyone knows about tier lists, but you do them all the time, and like I always saw you bang it. You would just do tier lists on like everything, and I was like, yes,
Yeah.
that's such a good idea. But I
Right.
was just like, I started like I did a few, and you were
I
my
gotta I'm gonna
inspiration for
come out
that.
for another one. I'm gonna come out for another one for sure.
Sure,
That'd be
yeah.
great.
So
That'd be great.
catch spills on everything here below. He is, and I quote, an internet funny man, and that's all you really have to know.
Amen to that.
All right, spills.
Dino.
It's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure.
Peace and love, guys. Bye bye.
Peace and love.